I think you're amazing.
You are too, Henry.
Thank you so much. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you, or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank
you.
God bless you too. Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. It's such an honor to be here with you today. We have a very amazing program for you today. And today I want to come and talk to you about why don't men open up to women? Why don't men open up to women? This is an opportunity for me to share my story of my own past experiences, but I also realize that it's an opportunity for other men out there to share their stories and the things that maybe they've went through as it relates to this. Now hold up, I understand there are a lot of ladies right now, you're watching and you're like, well, Henry, that's not the case for all women. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I'm on your side. I agree with you. So there's no need to get defensive in the comment sections. No need for you to send me nasty emails, because I am on your side. And I agree with you. Some of you ladies are watching me right now. You're saying, well, Henry, you're saying that men have a hard time opening up to women, but there's instances where women have had a harder time opening up to men. Guess what? I'm on your side and I agree with you. All right, now we can move right along. I felt like I need to say that because it is one of those subjects that can be vice versa, but in the context of what we're talking about today, I feel like it's important that we address this subject as it relates to men. So there's something that we need to know as it relates to men, and that is men and women are wired differently. There's a strong difference or contrast between a man and a woman as far as their intellect, as far as their personality, as far as emotions, as far as what and how one may think. Men and women are different. Even the brains scientifically has been proven that the way women think and the way men think are different. So I'm gonna kind of lay down a little foundation right quick to kind of give us a little understanding as to why men don't open up to women. Men typically internalize things. When I think about this, I think of like a disease. Like you got that disease inside of you. You know it's going to kill you. You know it's going to hurt you. It is curable, but you don't want to do nothing about it. It's almost like poison. You're poisoning yourself. You're internalizing your feelings. You're internalizing your thought life. You're internalizing your emotions. You're pretty much like in a cave, and you don't want to let anybody else into that cave. So what we do is that we create. I'm talking to you men out there, and I've been there. We create a facade. We become imposters. We become fake to the women that we're with, and we become fake. How do we do that? Lying has become our safe space. And why do we lie? We lie because maybe we have a fear that she's going to leave if we really tell her the truth about who you are. We lie to cover up something, but ultimately we lie to protect ourselves. That's the only reason why we lie, is to protect ourselves, because we have a problem with transparency and we have a problem with vulnerability. And there's a difference even in those two words. I can be vulnerable with anyone, but it takes a special person for me to really allow you to see through me. That's transparency. It's like looking through a transparent glass. Like you can see, it's so crystal clear that there's no distortion. There's no ands, ifs, or buts, or trying to negotiate or figure it out. Like you can literally see through that person, not in a judgmental way. You can just see it. So I think that's very important. So men internalize things, women do the same thing. Women internalize things as well, but also women are real good about being vocal with their emotions and how they feel and all that type of stuff. So women do internalize, but they don't keep it there for long. Men hide their emotions as well. This can also be connected to toxic masculinity. Men don't cry. Men are supposed to be tough. Men are supposed to be rough. You know, and all these toxic things that was indoctrinated into us, some of us, even when we were children. I know I was. You're a real man. And if you cry, you'll get a whooping, because that's not what a real man does. So if I exhibit positive attributes or behaviors that is opposed to the way I was brought up, does that make me less than a man? Does that make you less than a man that you cried? Does it make you less than a man that you finally decided to tell the truth? To be a truth teller to your wife? To be a truth teller to your girlfriend? Does it make you less than a man to be sensitive and compassionate to the person that you're with? No, it makes you more of a man to do that. It don't make you less than a man. Oftentimes men, you gotta keep this in mind too, most men did not have I had a great father growing up, but most men didn't have a father in their life, or a father figure, or a positive role model in their life. Someone that sat down to them where they can share their emotions and where they may be. So a lot of people didn't have that growing up. So women, you shouldn't always take it personal and say, well, I'm the reason why he's not opening up. Keep in mind, you could be the reason why he's not opening up, but also it's not a matter of him not opening up to you as it is to you finding out the why. Why isn't he opening up? Why is he withholding information from me? Why is he not telling me anything? And there could be a variety of reasons. I remember an experience that I had a long time ago when I was in a relationship, and I had shared some very intimate personal information with this individual. And keep in mind that in my mind, I don't think this individual was happy. While at the same time, everybody was telling me, well, Henry, it's your job to make her happy. That is a full-time job, and I am not interested in making anyone happy. I'm not. Happiness is an internal job that each individual has to do. It's not my job to make a woman happy, and I don't expect her to make me happy. However, happiness can be added to that person. I can add to her happiness, but in that situation, no matter what I did, she just wasn't happy. A very miserable, unhappy person. And that manifested. It manifested because I took time out to share intimate and personal information with her. And as a result of doing that, when she would get mad for literally no reason at all, would get mad and all this type of stuff, she would bring up information that I shared with her as a way to attack me. I remember you said you did this. I remember you said you did that. And what I've learned over the years is that women don't like that when men do that to them. So what makes you think it's okay for you to do it to the man? Vice versa, it's not right. You shouldn't be, if you're gonna bring up your past history or whatever, you should do it from a place of wholeness and healing, and to a person that won't use it against you later. I remember when you told me this. I remember you told me that. And you use it and you twist it around. That is so manipulative. No wonder why most people are like, well, what the hell? Like, why even open up? Why even tell you anything? Because you're not a safe space. So what men do is that we create this shack, which is a place where we hide our shame and we hide our guilt and we hide our emotions. Everything, and I've been there. We got everything in that shack and in that place, and nobody is allowed to come in there. You can't bring that wall down. You cannot do it. Nobody's allowed to come in there. There's a reason why we have those walls up as men. There's a reason why we have that toxic masculinity. There's a reason why we don't want to open up. We all have our reasons, but we have to find out our why. And once we find out our why and why we're not opening it up, that's when you'll be able to fly again. That's when you'll be liberated again. Till then, you're just going to be bound in your emotions, internalizing things, keeping things to yourself, lying, not telling the truth. Confession means I tell the truth. It's liberating to tell the truth. It hurts, but it's liberating to just lay it all out on the table and say, all right, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I'm going through. And I know what you're saying, man. If I do that, I'm taking a huge risk. Take the risk. Because sometimes taking the risk will determine if she truly loves you or not. If she truly loves you, sometimes it depends on what you did. If she truly loves you, she'll hang around. Because she's not going to find a perfect man. She's just not. So it's already hard for men as it is to open up. It takes courage, but to use valuable information against him may cause him to never open up to you again. And I want you to know that men want to feel loved. Men want to feel validated. Men want to feel accepted and safe, just as you do. All these things that you say you want, he wants those same things. So as we go to a close, let's talk about 6 of the reasons why men don't open up to women. But it's not limited to this. Number 1, he don't trust you. I don't know about you, but trust is a gift. And once it's violated, it's hard to trust that person again. I've said this a time or two. I don't believe trust is earned. I believe trust is a gift. And when you violate it, I can either extend that gift back to the perpetrator, or I can say, you know what, I forgive you. I'm moving on with my life. We're done. But sometimes when you share information, when you're open and they use it against you or whatever the case may be, it makes you take a couple steps back. Like, I don't want to share anything with you because I'm afraid that you're not a safe space. I'm afraid that I can't tell you anything because you're going to later on use it against me. Number 2 is a fear of rejection. Sometimes men don't open up to women because there is this fear that if I tell everything and express how I feel, that they may leave or walk away altogether. Number 3, what you share may be used against you. Number 4, lack of respect. No man wants to be with a woman that doesn't honor him and respect him. Number 5, he feels that she may berate or invalidate his feelings as not real, therefore causing him to keep it to himself. Number 6 is attitude. That's a big one. Attitude is just not about behavior. We think of attitude that she got a bad attitude. No, attitude is how one views themselves. Attitude is their outlook on the world and their outlook on everything else, their outlook on themselves and the person that they're with. Attitude is important. So attitude is not only connected to their outlook on life, but attitude can also be connected to with them not even hearing you. They say they hear you, but they don't. So within your first few words of sharing what you want to share with them, you feel like you can't do it. You know why? Because they shut you down. Or they make assumptions without you even telling your side of the story. So as a result, you shut down. Or they shut you down. And then that results into them becoming very critical and judgmental of you. And once again, it gets you to that place where you're like, why even open up to you at all if you're going to judge me of my past? Why even open up to you at all if you're not going to hear me? All I ask is for you to hear my heart. I'm not asking you to correct anything. I'm not asking you to be Dr. Phil. I just want you to hear me out, just like you want that. He wants that as well. Make sure you follow us on Facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show. Also follow us on YouTube.com/Henry Harris 100. We'll see you next week. And men, put in the comment section right down there, why do you have a hard time opening it up to women? No judgment here. Share your experience. God bless you. We'll see you next week. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank you.
God bless you too. Thank you for having us.